So this was actually a really good video. And the person I stitched was saying that this is what it looks like for someone to love you unconditionally. And that's not wrong. And I'm not here to like debate her. I just really like the dance. It was actually, I love art. And when people have meaning behind art, I'm just going to always push the envelope a little bit further for the girls. That dance definitely depicted like the shadow within us. Some people see it as trauma, whatever it is, but the shadow is contrived of many things, right? A, it is not anyone's job to love you unconditionally. There's no such thing. The sooner we dismantle this idea of unconditional love for another human, the better off you'll be. Now, that doesn't mean you won't experience love, but the expectation for someone else to put up with your shit unconditionally is unrealistic. And they will fail you because they were never supposed to do that. You are supposed to love you unconditionally. And this is neither to take away from the dance or take away from, the message of what the person's video I stitched was saying. But it's just to kind of push the envelope into, the sort of perspective that I like to bring. When you find your shadow is always in your face, right? When you find things are coming up for you, whether that's trauma, whether that's your habits, whether that's character traits, whether that's whatever it is that you see as your shadow, instead of fighting her, you're supposed to dance with her. And that is not a journey that other people can take for you or with you. You have to do it yourself because they have to do the same thing for themselves. One thing that I've learned whilst being human is that no matter how your upbringing is, how traumatic or not traumatic or somewhere in between, we all pretty much arrive at the same place. Meaning, there is no guide, there is no handbook, there is no list of steps for parenting. There is no list of steps for growing. There is no list of steps for being a human. So no matter what you grew up with, no matter what your trauma is, no matter what you're dealing with or have dealt with in your childhood, in your teen years, in your young adult years, in your full-on adult years, everybody is experiencing trauma. Now, your trauma and my trauma may look differently, but if my tolerance for trauma is much lower than yours, you may not experience the same thing that I'm experiencing. So, with that being said, right, for me, for an example, my trauma derived from religion. Other people's trauma may have derived from having a parent that violated them, right? Two very different things, right? We can all agree that one is significantly worse than the other. But are they both trauma? Yes. Did they both impact the way we move in the world? Yes. Does it impact our ability to interact, to engage, to trust, to build relationships, to build friendships? Yes. So the point is the same, right? Meaning, I cannot expect my partner to love me unconditionally because I don't, right? Expecting them to fill a void in me. Dance with your shadow. That is what we do here. You don't fight your shadow. You dance with her because she is you and you are her. Once you begin to dance with your shadow and you become unison with her, you can control her, right? She's still always there. There is nothing you can do to get rid of the results of trauma. There is nothing you can do to be fixed. This is a journey, right? So eventually you get over to some degree, right? So if you experience certain trauma, it no longer impacts your ability to build a relationship, your ability to trust another person, your ability to trust yourself, your ability to see things for what they are, right? It will always be your experience in this life. So you will never fully get over it, but it won't have an impact on you because you've done the dance with her. That same shadow that stores trauma stores protection. That same shadow that stores trauma stores the foundation for love and for light. Because without darkness, light don't exist. Darkness is from where creation come from. So you don't fight her. We've been conditioned to fight our darkness. You dance with her, right? So this is an example. A lot of us don't understand what we're capable of as humans, right? Everybody be like, oh, I'm not capable of offing somebody. I'm not capable of doing this or doing that. I absolutely am. I absolutely am. I'm capable of doing anything that anybody that have existed has done. And the minute you think you're not capable of it is the minute you lose yourself. Because I'm aware of what exists inside me. There has been a rage inside me my entire life since I was a little girl. And I'm only just now understanding what that rage is, right? That rage not only allows me to tap into certain parts of myself that I would rather not tap into, but because I've come to terms and are coming to terms with that rage. Me and that rage, we dance every day, right? I acknowledge her presence. I don't deny her that she exists because she exists for a reason. Because one day I might need her. The idea is to not need her. Ideally, I would not need her, but she's there in case I do. So instead of me fighting the things that I feel and trying to be something or someone that I'm not, I dance with her. I talk to her. I acknowledge her. I accept that she is there for a purpose. And most of all, I accept that I need her. That rage that I have is what allows me to live freely. That rage that I have is what allows me to make decisions that is best for me, because I know that rage also is underlined by protection. And I'm able to tap into whatever parts of myself I need to in any given moment. Stop fighting your shadow and start dancing with her. Become one with your light and your shadow. Whether you choose to become one with her or not, she gonna be there. And if you don't recognize and acknowledge that and accept that and embrace it, right? Embracing it does not mean enact on your rage. Embracing it means she's ever flowing. So embracing it means I know when something is about to trigger me to get to a certain level, and I have the tools to bring myself back. Every single human being have this capability and need to do it. Most human beings don't. So I said all that to say, while you're expecting somebody else to love you unconditionally, what are they doing for themselves? What is it costing that person to continue to deal with you when you refuse to deal with your shadow? It's costing them a lot. And if you don't think that it is, you don't love them. So while you're expecting them to love you unconditionally, you're not loving them unconditionally. Every human is responsible for their own trauma, for their own drama, for their own shadow, for their own light, right? So putting the expectation on another person to deal with you and all your shit instead of you dealing with your shit so that you don't project it onto them. Or if you happen to do it, because we make mistakes, you catch yourself. That's the best you can do in this life. And if you can do that, hell, you already above the fray anyway, because most people are running around looking for their love that they're supposed to give themselves from other people. And it's never going to happen. Those other people have their own trauma, and their trauma may be worse than yours. Their trauma may not be as bad as yours, but it's still trauma. And to someone with a lesser ability for trauma, it actually impacts them as equally as whatever your trauma is. So you cannot expect them. You should not expect them to uphold you when you're in a condition that you can't even uphold yourself. They have their own journey and you have yours. You only mingle journeys when y'all are aligned, aka equally yoked.